Welcome to this video, where we'll be exploring one of the most powerful features in modern programming, dynamic delegate registration with Async Delegate. If you're a developer working on large-scale applications or complex systems, you know how crucial it is to manage and handle tasks efficiently, especially when dealing with asynchronous operations. In today's fast-paced world, users expect seamless experiences, which means your app needs to be responsive at all times. This is where dynamic delegate registration comes into play, allowing for more flexibility and control over how your application handles tasks in the background. In this video, we'll delve into what dynamic delegate registration is, its benefits, especially when paired with async delegates, and a step-by-step explanation of how to implement it effectively. By the end of this video, you'll have a solid understanding of how to leverage this technique to improve your application's performance and responsiveness. To start off, let's break down what we mean by dynamic delegate registration. In programming, delegates are essentially type-safe function pointers that can be passed around like any other object. Delegate registration refers to the process of linking these delegates to specific methods or functions that will execute when the delegate is invoked. The term dynamic in this context means that this linkage isn't fixed at compile time, but rather can change during runtime, giving your application a high degree of flexibility and adaptability. When we talk about async delegates, we're referring to delegates that are specifically designed to handle asynchronous operations, allowing for non-blocking calls that don't freeze the main thread of your application. One way to think about this is through an analogy with event handling in real-world scenarios. Imagine you're organizing a large conference and need to manage attendees' registrations dynamically based on various factors like room capacity or special requests. You wouldn't want to manually adjust seating arrangements every time there's a change, would you? Instead, having a system that can adapt and reassign seats as needed would be much more efficient. In programming terms, this translates to setting up a mechanism where your application can dynamically attach or detach methods, seats, from specific events registrations, especially in scenarios involving asynchronous operations. This isn't just about handling events. It's about managing the flow of your application intelligently and efficiently. Implementing dynamic delegate registration with async delegates involves several steps. First, you need to define your delegate type, specifying whether it will handle synchronous or asynchronous methods. Then, you'll create instances of this delegate and register them against specific objects or events within your application. Key here is that these registrations are not permanent. They can be dynamically altered as needed. For instance, imagine a web crawler app where different async delegates could be registered to handle various tasks, like crawling links, parsing HTML, or storing data in the database. Depending on system resources or operational conditions, you might want to add more workers delegates for one task over another, which can be achieved through dynamic registration. Dynamic delegate registration. This refers to linking delegates to specific methods dynamically during runtime, enhancing application flexibility. Async delegates designed for handling asynchronous operations, allowing non-blocking calls that enhance app responsiveness. Implementation steps define delegate types, create instances, and register them against objects or events. Registrations are dynamic and can be altered as needed. In dynamic delegate registration with async delegates is a powerful tool in modern programming that offers significant improvements in application, flexibility, and performance, especially when dealing with asynchronous operations. By mastering this technique, you'll be able to build more responsive, adaptable applications that meet the demands of today's users. If you found this explanation helpful, please like the video and subscribe for more content on software development techniques and best practices. Also, leave your questions or topics you'd like covered in future videos in the comments below. Your engagement is what helps us bring you quality content that matters to you as a developer.